Hi guys, welcome to Martin's Movie Review, and as always, my name is GK here to give you the very best of Nollywood movie reviews. Today we are reviewing Battle on Buka Street. Battle on Buka Street is directed by Funke Akindele and Toby Makinde. It was released in December 2022 and it was shot purely in Nigeria. It runs at about 2 hours 21 minutes, and the actors that acted in Battle on Buka Street include Funke Akindele, who is Yejide in this particular Battle on Buka Street. We have Mercy Johnson, who acted the Awele character. We have Nkem Owo, who acted Maduka Senior. We have Tinamba, who acted Ezine character. Sola Shobowale, who acted the Ashake character. We have Femi Jacobs, who acted the Lashile character. We have Mike Afolarin, who acted Akinzo, Mashud Fatah, who acted Ademide, and a bunch of other actors that acted in this particular movie, right? Hey guys, please subscribe to my channel. If you like what I'm doing, please click the like button. Let me know what you think about my movie reviews in the comment section below so that I can do what actually fits into what you want. Thank you very much. As you do so, please. Thank you. All right, moving on. The movie is all about a polygamous rival family whose head of house, Maduka Senior, acted by Nkem Owo, ignored to manage the rivalry that existed in his household between his two wives, which later yielded to transfer of rivalry to the children Yejide and Awele, and this later birthed the Battle on Buka Street. This movie has a great storyline. I mean, it has a great dialogue that leads into a great storyline with plausible scenes that birthed a great and resounding performance. Moving on, let's look at performance of actors in Battle on Buka Street. All actors brought in their best, I can say. All actors did well. Funke Akindele's character of Yejide was a great feat and her performance was fabulous. Funke being the co-producer and co-director of Battle on Buka Street and also being the lead character of Yejide is not the first time of her delivering such an amazing play despite the responsibilities of having to direct and act and produce at the same time. She did same with Omogeto the Saga, which was the highest grossing movie in 2021, which was produced by Sin1 Production, and now Battle on Buka Street, which she co-produced with Film One and co-directed with Toby Makinde, is predicted to have the same result in 2023. It is clear that movies directed by Funke Akindele were all released in the month of December. From Her Excellency, which was released in December 2019, to Omogeto the Saga, which was released in December 2020, and now Battle on Buka Street, which was released in December 2022. In all the movies she has directed, Funke Akindele acts as a lead, delivering the top-notch performance that always drills the audience. I mean, always drills our fans and making them want for more. No doubt about this. Funke Ayomide Akindele Network and Film One really did well in producing this movie, as it's currently doing well in cinemas, box officing presently at about 370 million naira, and is predicted to hit the highest grossing movie in 2023. This is mostly because Funke Akindele always, as much as possible, takes her storyline to the grassroots and relates it to the people especially in Nigeria. After looking at the movie's performance in cinemas, let's look at the actor's performance in Battle on Buka Street. As mentioned earlier, Funke Akindele's acting the role of Yejide, the lead character of Yejide, was a good one, and the performance there was fabulous. I can say she inheriting the rivalry of Ashake, her mother, against Awele and her mother Ezine. As always, Funke gave a top-notch performance, giving us that dramatic feel, that dramatic act, and at the same time giving us the comedy perspective. Watching Battle on Buka Street from Funke Akindele's perspective, you'll be swapping between your emotions of being funny, I mean laughing, and being sad at the same time. Also, Mercy Johnson taking up the role of Awele is a perfect other side match, I can say, as she rivals Yejide and her mother Ezine. Mercy Johnson and her exceptional screen translation and deliverance was also noted in Battle on Buka Street, as she transforms the scenes and brings life into the actions, giving you that experience of household rivalry that we witness in polygamous families today. Both Awele and Yejide inheriting rivalry and competition from their parents was quite a remarkable message of what happens in our today's life, I mean in our today's environment, and even in the olden environment. Even though there are people that are wiser now, but polygamous families, you could see a lot of families had that kind of a rivalry, right? Inkemowo taking up the character of Maduka Senior, which is the husband to both Ashake and Ezine, was a perfect fit as well. I can say that Inkem brought in an exceptional play. The neutral behavior of Inkem character was that of a father who do not support the madness of rivalry, even though he ignored it at first place when he ignored it from the beginning, which brought them to that particular stage. Tinamba, through the character Ezine, brought in a great performance, I can say. Even though she didn't play much part in the rivalry like the other wife, that's Ashake, she beautifully brought to life the sick mother's character towards the end of the movie. And as always, she delivered her usual promise of great performance. Shola Shobowale's character of Ashake was a great one, as can say, as she spearheaded the rivalry. Her performance was great, especially the scene where Yejide complained of Awele returning to the Otanwa community, and the scene where she was pretending to mourn. Watching Shola Shobowale in Battle on Buka Street reminds me of her top-notch performance in The Return of King of Boys and Anikulapo. Guys, if you're still here and you've not clicked the subscribe button, please do so. Support me for a little. Thank you very much. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate it. Alright, moving on. Femi Jacobs playing the Lashile character was a good one, I can say. You cannot help but go emotional in the scene where the son Ademide and her sister with the mother visits Lashile in where he was hiding out. Performance was great there. Another thing I looked at was the Femi Jacobs and Moshood Fatah mixture of a thing, father and son. So it was a great cast by the cast because there's a little bit of resemblance in that particular scene, in that particular movie. Not leaving behind the heroes of Far From Home, Battle on Buka Street brought in Mike Afolarin, who acted the Akizo character, and Moshood Fatah, who acted the Ademide character. All these guys were good in their acting. Also, the twin characters by those two girls was actually a good play. They're a perfect depiction of what I can call the two rats, right? It was a great one, always with lollipops, funny and talkative. It's a great one. They actually did good in this particular movie in Battle on Buka Street. Additionally, Sunny Danger acting the Aboki neighbor was good. His line that stood out for me was, no matter the amount of revenge, it will never bring back the past lost. Now that was a great one, and it actually spoke a lot about the theme of the movie, right? In performance, irrespective of the people I've mentioned so far, everybody that acted in Battle on Buka Street was good. The fight scene in Battle on Buka Street, it was a good one. I mean, it's believable, especially the fight between Yejide and Awele that took place after the shop burning. That scene was something else. It was great, I can say. The combination of tension, drama, comedy, and fear. I mean, and again, fight with the Gary and rice. It was a good one. It was a good one from the director, Funke Akindele and Toby Makinde. It was a good one, I can say. Moving away from performance, let's look at the cinematography, the visual language of this particular movie. Camera movement in Battle on Buka Street, I can say Battle on Buka Street had more of still shots, and there was no special camera movement recorded in there. I can say that the movie concentrated more on storyline and the performance rather than the camera movement, right? Rather than camera angles. Even though camera movement was recorded in a few of the scenes, but then it cannot be compared to some movies like Far From Home, that's a series, Far From Home, and like, can I say, The Setup. These movies, camera movement were better than this particular Battle on Buka Street. Still on cinematography, let's look at lighting, setting, and wardrobe. The lighting of Battle on Buka Street was great, I can say. Now, I might have a different opinion from what some reviewers presented as to some parts of the film having poor lighting because some parts of the actor's face looked darker than the rest. My stand here is because in lighting, considering the environment is vital, and to give a movie a realistic look, a realistic view, shadows are allowed in some facial parts of actors to correlate with the scenes and correlate with the storyline, to correlate with the location as well. This probably was what was going on in Battle on Buka Street. So I can't really say it's error of lightning, but I can say that they were trying to make the film look more realistic than just being cartoon makeup or just being amateur lightning. So that's what I think. However, if you think otherwise or you see anything otherwise, let me know in the comment section below. The location was okay. From the Buka Street, which is a perfect Fuji joint depiction in Lagos, you can call Buka Street a food village, just like Computer Village in Lagos, right? Also, wardrobe was good, from Awele's dressing to Yejide's dressing. All were good, I can say. Even Yejide's three girls, where they were seated and having meeting with the family, and those three ladies seated with Yejide. It was actually a great one from all of them, right? The makeup, makeup was another thing that was great. The burns Awele sustained after going to the mountain was perfect. I looked at it and it was like, it's a real burn, right? So it was a great makeup and a good one from this particular makeup artist of Battle on Buka Street. Moving on, let's look at editing and effects. Continuity in this particular movie, Battle on Buka Street had a great continuity of scenes that correlated with the storyline. I don't see any issues with continuity in this particular movie. But as always, let me know in the comment section below if you see anything and if you notice anything different from what I say here. The VFX and the SFX. The few VFX in the scenes of police chasing prison escapee and the SFX in the scene of explosion at Awele's shop all looked good. Moving on, sound and music. Sound was good. Action, tension, and suspense were all built with sounds and they were all good, I can say. The rising and the falling tension sounds were all built that keep the audience in a movie anticipating for more. Music. Moshood's song in this particular movie was good. I think they need to release this song separately, just like what producers of Empire did with the songs of the Lions family in their series, which was mostly written by Timbaland. No doubt, with someone like Femi Jacobs, who is a singer, it's not a surprise to see such a good flow of vocals at the scene where Moshood was singing with singing vocals with Femi Jacobs. It was a great singing there. It was good there. Let's look at the theme of this movie. The theme of this movie is dangers of polygamous rivalry, right? And we've seen it in this particular movie, how it was ignored from the beginning and it later translated into not only rivalry, not only competition, but conflict, and it brought about battle on Buka Street. So the movie is talking about dangers of polygamous rivalry, I can say. And the message for me from this particular movie is managing or tackling polygamous rivalry from the onset, from beginning, right? So if you have a situation where there is a competition in your household and you have 2 wives or 3 wives or 4 wives, you should be able to tackle it before it goes far, because it will transfer or it will translate into the children, and the children will inherit that kind of rivalry, just like we've seen in this particular movie of Battle on Buka Street. And just like some religions will say, if you know you can't be able to handle 2 wives, do not marry 2 wives or 3 wives, because you will not be able to handle it. And at the end of the day, you might only fuel the rivalry between the wives, right? So it is important to note all of these things, and this movie is trying to give us the aftermath of the consequences if rivalry are not settled at first, and if you cannot be able to manage or handle 2 wives, why you don't need to even jump into marrying 2 wives, right? And that is what the movie talks about, and that's the lesson I can say I learned from the movie. And actually the movie is intriguing to watch, the movie is very compelling to watch, and I can say it's not one of its kind, but it's the greatest of its kind. Moving on, my rating for Battle on Buka Street is, hey, stop. Please, before we continue, hit the subscribe button. Please, hit the subscribe button. This will help me to do more, right? This will help me to do more. And do you have any other thing you want to let me know about the review? Let me see in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button to receive my own uploads, and also hit the like button if you like this review. Thank you. Now let's continue. My rating for Battle on Buka Street is 5.5 over 6, right? 5.5 over 6. The plot was good considering the plausibility of the scenes. It had a good dialogue with a storyline that reminds us a lot of polygamous rivalry and inherited hatred in some of the, if you've seen people, you've seen polygamous family and you've seen some fight in the house, you would see that there are lots in common with what Battle on Buka Street was trying to say. And cinematography, I can say that the camera movement, it wasn't that good for me because it was more of a still shot. But then from the lighting, the wardrobe, and the location, it was all good, I can say. In sound and music, voice quality is good, sound effects and the music in the movie was good as well. Now, the theme of the movie was on dangers of polygamous rivalry, just like I said earlier, which we all can relate to, that exist in most of our neighboring houses or polygamous houses if they are not actually managed. There was no found issues with editing, the SFX and the VFX. There was no great thing to note about VFX and SFX, but then the fire explosion in Awele's shop was actually believable, I can say. In conclusion, Battle on Buka Street is a great movie that tells a great story of polygamous rivalry, which actually I can say was a kind of educating if you look at it from the perspective of the dangers of polygamy rivalry, right? And it had a good dialogue that led into understanding of the movie as well. The dialogue led to a great storyline, right? So it's a great movie, I can say. From my perspective, from my understanding, it's a great movie. Guys, thank you very much for being with me to this particular end. And as always, my name is GK. Please subscribe to my movie channel to support me in these reviews. And if you like this movie, please, if you like this movie review, kindly click the like button. And as always, I see you on my next movie review. Salute.